At UFC 218, the current UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway was set to make his first title defense against Frankie Edgar in the main event. However, on November 9th, Frankie Edgar suffered an injury and was forced to pull out. The champion Max Holloway is expected to remain on the card, so who should face him? There are a number of fighters who deserve a shot at the champion, so here is 5 fighters who could replace Frankie Edgar at UFC 218. Number 5. Brian Ortega is the number 6th ranked featherweight in the UFC, who is only a couple of wins away from earning himself a title shot. So far in the UFC, he has finished Thiago Tavares, Diego Brandao, Clay Guida, and Renato Moicano. He is a well-rounded fighter where he's equally good with the striking and with his grappling. He has a high finishing rate where he has finished 8 of his 10 fights. He is a submission specialist where he is able to lock in a submission from anywhere. Even though he's not a well-known name, I believe he has the skills to give Max Holloway a lot of trouble and possibly cause an upset. Number 4. Jose Aldo is a former 2-time UFC featherweight champion who is ranked number 1 in the weight class. Whilst as the champion, he defended his title 7 consecutive times against the world's best featherweights at that time. The only 2 people to stop him are Conor McGregor at UFC 194 and Max Holloway at UFC 212. He has the experience of facing the world's best featherweights and has had success in defeating them. He's a superb striker who mainly uses his signature leg kicks to slow his opponents down, and he is well-rounded in all areas where he is comfortable wherever the fight goes. Although he lost to Max Holloway in his last fight, he is a big name in the featherweight division and can use his star power to get the fans tuned into the fight card. Number 3. Ricardo Lamas is the number 3 ranked featherweight in the UFC who has looked very impressive in his recent fights. He has already fought Max Holloway at UFC 199 where he lost the fight by a unanimous decision. Since that fight, he has put together a guillotine submission victory over Charles Oliveira and a TKO finish over Jason Knight. He is a superb wrestler who has used his wrestling skills to submit fighters on the ground. He has the experience of fighting world-class competition in the UFC where he is always looking better and better, and he is also a well-rounded fighter who is comfortable wherever the fight goes. Even though he has lost to Max Holloway not too long ago, he now looks like a totally different fighter where he may give the champion trouble. Number 2. Conor McGregor is the current UFC lightweight champion who has used his lethal left hand to demolish fighters, reaching the top of the promotion. He's the last person to dominantly defeat Max Holloway at featherweight at UFC Fight Night 26. Since that time, both fighters have evolved so much where now they are both holding world titles. In his last 2 fights, he defeated Nate Diaz by a majority decision at UFC 202 and defeated Eddie Alvarez by TKO at UFC 205. He has knockout power where 19 of his 21 wins have come by knockout. He's an accurate striker who is able to land clean shots on his opponents to slow them down, and he is very calm and patient inside the octagon where he is able to slowly pick his opponent apart. Both Conor McGregor and Max Holloway have made major improvements where a rematch would be a big fight to see. Number 1. Cub Swanson is the number 4th ranked featherweight in the UFC who has looked very good in his recent performances. He has already fought Max Holloway at UFC on Fox 15 where he lost the fight by a guillotine choke in the 3rd round. Since that fight, he has defeated Hakuran Diaz, Tatsuya Kawajiri, Duhoi Choi, and the GOAT Artem Lobov. He is a great striker where he uses a range of different unorthodox strikes in his fights. He is well-rounded where he is comfortable wherever the fight goes, and he has the experience of fighting elite competition in the UFC. Even though he has already lost to Max Holloway, I believe he is the clear number 1 contender in the weight class who definitely deserves the next title shot. So guys, who do you want Max Holloway to face at UFC 218? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.